For Life Skateboards, and you're watching Days with Casper. I went ahead and got smart and shared this to other platforms before the live started. So I just want to start this off by thanking a few people. John over at Aromatic Roasters, thank you for all the support all the time. DKL Skateboarding, if you don't know about them, that's non-abrasive grip tape. It's the only grip tape I ride, and very grateful for them for keeping me stocked up on it. And obviously, huge thank you to Sam at Life Skateboards for giving me this opportunity to handcraft skateboard decks. So if you're unfamiliar with the channel and you're watching this after the live, I handcraft skateboard decks. Here at Life, we do everything in-house. I'm going to go ahead and walk you through this before we get started, and I'll show you the stack we're going through right here. We got a couple longboards to start with, and then a big stack of boards. That's 14 boards. Really quickly, right in here is where we press all the boards. We do everything in-house. We glue the boards up right here, pull the veneer from right here. Have I thawed out yet? A little bit. Here, let me show you. I had to dig my car out this morning, and then I had the lovely experience of dropping my keys in the snow. So that was fun. But there we are. I made it. I made it to work, guys. I'm stoked on it. Oh. All right, so we're gonna start off with shaping today. Like I said, we've got a ton of boards to do here. So I'm gonna try to make little shorts out of all these boards and try to keep track of the shape that I'm doing. I hope that doesn't mean it's out. Nope. We've got a new salamander, and it's super nice. Huge shout out to Sam for making sure that we're warm in here in the shop. Alrighty, so we're gonna get started here. So before I get a hold of these things, Sam has a lot of work that he does as far as cutting out the shape. So I glue up all the boards, I press all the boards, and then they're in the press for 24 hours. They cure for 7 days, and then Sam cuts out the shape, uses these templates that you see on the wall here, attaches it to the uncut through the truck holes, and then when I get the board, the edge looks like this. That needs to be at a 90 with the concave. So the first thing we're gonna do is take it to the belt sander here and bring that 90 to a concave, bring that edge to a 90 with a concave so that we can round it off on this next step. So we're gonna square it up here, round it off here, clean it up right here, and before we get started, I might as well grab the compressor hose and air this guy up. Buff it over here, and then one step of sanding, bringing everything to a 150. Yeah, good luck with all that photo demon. If you guys aren't aware and living under a rock, everywhere got dumped on with snow. It's been not very fun. This morning was the first time I've been able to get out since, what was it? It's probably Saturday night. So, real quick, I'm just gonna go grab that compressor hose, air this up, and we'll get started here. If you guys are new, make sure you subscribe so you can catch these lives. I have nothing that resembles a schedule. In my spare time, I have started to stream some video games, which I am awful at. But if you want to check that out, you'll see me struggle at video games later. I started off with Skate and Session. And last night I kind of fell in love with Goat Simulator again, so you guys might have to endure me playing that. Sorry. This drum has an air bladder in it. We got to air it up pretty regularly. I'm going to shut the compressor off so it doesn't jump scare us in the middle of work. There we go. And now we can get started. Except there's one more person I want to thank, and that would be Doug over at Life Without Limits. Check him out, Instagram, Facebook. He makes some really cool stuff. He made all of the patches for the hats that I have on the channel. If you want one of those Days with Casper hats, they are available on the Life Skateboard website. They are $15 on the site, and they will also be available in person at the January 31st Life Bowl session. So, all right, I'm gonna throw my respirator on and we're gonna get started here. As a refresher, I wear a respirator for all these tools, but when we get over to the orbital, I have a HEPA approved dust extractor attached to it, so I'm not gonna wear it there. Alrighty, I think I'm gonna hit this belt with the abrasive cleaner real quick, and then we'll get going. Where's my abrasive cleaner? Right here. And remember guys, these boards are available at lifeskateboard.com. So if you want one of these boards, go to lifeskateboard.com and get a life. You're going to be getting me more work, which is going to be extremely helpful. I'm going to be real honest, I haven't been able to get out and do side work with this awful weather. So you guys are super helpful to me. Thank you. There's that. I'm gonna clip that. I don't know why my little clip button is gone. But alright, I'm gonna move you guys so you can see my favorite part to show you. And that would be the edge router. This thing is pretty satisfying to watch. This is where the edge of the board gets round. But it's not very clean. So this next step, we're going to be cleaning up the edges and removing any excess glue we can reach without compromising the edge of the board. here. What's up, Easy Builds? What's up, Justin? If you guys don't know who Justin is, Justin in the chat there is one of my teammates for Life Skateboards. Make sure you go check him out. Justin, drop your Instagram into the chat there so these guys can go subscribe to you and watch you skate. Yes, it does. It does. Bacon is great. Thank you for the reminder. So, I'm going to set this down. I'm going to move this stack of boards here so I can set you guys up over here. And then we will be on to the orbital where I'll be able to answer your questions, see your chats, and do things a little bit more efficiently. All right. So this is the surfer longboard shape. We've got 3 shapes for the longboards. We've got over 100 shapes for everything else. But we've got the surfer, the drop down, and the stretched pan head. And one available at lifeskateboard.com. Sorry, I've got a receiver on the bottom of my phone here for the mic. When it disconnects, I try to get back to it. Easy Builds, yes, it's the one with the brick road. When you come to the session in Muncie, Indiana on January 31st, you're going to turn off of Liberty onto Power Street. It's right after you go over a set of railroad tracks. Just pretty much don't block the first garage. You'll see my white Camry out front. I'll try to put a sign up there. It'll be a good time. Hey, Frankie's here. How much your custom boards? So you can go to lifeskateboard.com and check all prices. The popsicles start at $75 and then shapes go up from there. From Miami and everywhere else. Yeah, if we are having a public bowl session up at the Muncie Life Bowl. That is a 4-foot to 5-foot bowl with a 6-foot radius, fat coping, a slick surface, and square pockets. It's a really fun time. We'll do $5. Oh, shoot. Have I thought about a dust collector? Collector? I don't even know her. Sorry, the mic is messing up. Alrighty, so this final step here is just bringing everything to a 150 and going from there. You don't own your first board shape, what do you mean? Oops, stuff's unplugged. If you guys are new to watching this, my name's Casper Jones. I handcraft skateboards for Life Skateboards. I'm the sole hourly employee here at Life, and I work with the owner, Sam. There you go. Pouring thousands of yards of concrete, so a great step into into park building. You should go take a job with Hunger or Pain or Always Hard or somewhere like that. Then you get a way to be skateboarding adjacent for the rest of your life, even when you're busy at work. Hey man, get in with one of the park builders. You can do it. Do we do longboards? Yep, this is actually a longboard. We don't sell a lot of them, but we make them. remember guys, these boards are available at lifeskateboard.com. Our boards are going to be stronger and last you a little longer than your standard factory garbage. The differences between us and your standard factory, we hand roll the glue to ensure a full glue coverage on every side of every ply. We do a long press and cure time, 24 hours in the press, 7 days cure time. We're very proud of our extremely deep concave that gives the board end-to-end rigidity. And then we apply all of our graphics with hand-carved lino blocks. It's kind of like a big stamp. It's because even though the majority of the industry uses it, the heat transfer weakens the bond between wood and glue, so we don't like that here. Other graphic application processes that we appreciate but don't use would be like stencil work or screen printing. People that are screen printing are awesome. What do what run normally? I'm a little confused. Popsicles are $75 and then shapes go up from there. If you're asking about the longboard, I'm sorry, I don't have the prices memorized on everything. But if you go to lifeskateboard.com, again, that's lifeskateboard.com, you'll be able to check all the prices. There's a section for longboards. And if you get a board from us, make sure you snag a hat. The Days with Casper beanies are available on the Life website. And remember guys, the more boards you order from us, the more work that I have. I'll level with you. It's been a bummer not being able to get out and get any side work done with this horrible weather. So you guys are being extremely helpful when you guys get a Life. You guys know the guys that made it. Awesome, Angela. Let me know if you have any questions about the website. I got you. So if there's ever a problem with your board, you know who to go to directly. And there's only 2 of us here, so. 2 people, 18 and a quarter fingers. The Life website is lifeskateboard.com. Can we do custom boards? Yeah, we can. The way you're going to do that is going to contact Sam through the contact on the website or the Life Skateboards Instagram. But I will warn you, it's going to be a lot cheaper to pick out of the thousands. Maybe there's thousands of options if you check all the customs, but I meant to say 100. There's over 100 shapes on there. You can choose your wheelbase. You can choose so many different things. You can twin anything. So if you start off with something that we already have, it's going to cost you a little bit less. We got between 13 and 16 inches across Indianapolis. This morning was the first time I could get out since Saturday. It sucks. What's up, AJ? Thanks for tuning in. I know a lot of AJs, and I don't know a single one of them that's bad. That's true. AJ Warren, AJ Ashley, AJ Nelson. Every AJ I know is a nice dude. All right, sorry, I probably should have shown this to you. Here's the Surfer longboard right here. We've got 2 different concaves for our longboards. We've got the drop down and the flat one. So check us out, lifeskateboard.com. That's going to be in the longboard section, and we're going to shape another one. Whew. I'm sorry to hear that. Let's refer to him as, I don't know. We got to remove something. I almost said something dumb. I don't know, we got to come up with a nickname for your cousin AJ that you didn't like. Thoughts on why the skateboard industry has crashed? Because we've, oh boy, you came to the right person, because I bitch about this a lot. So the industry has depended on outsourcing production for so long, depended on their customer base being stupid enough to believe that it's their fault that boards are breaking early, things like that. Seems like it's catching up with them. Letting investment firms buy up skateboard companies and then not caring about production quality when some of the people that own these places are the people that should have been setting the industry standard. I think it's just all catching up with them. That and the prices of boards were artificially kept low for so long. I might catch some flack for this, but it's what makes sense to me that happened. If you noticed, obviously inflation was going up for a long time and board prices were staying the exact same. Why was that happening? Because they could make money off the shoe sales in skate shops, and that was working. But once things kind of caught up with each other, the prices of boards had to skyrocket, and it surprised the customers of the industry so much that it just kind of caused problems. That and the oversaturation of these same exact boards with different heat transfer stickers on them over and over again, I'm sure it just gets monotonous. Before I found this company, because I didn't even know about Life at one point, I was under the impression that all factory boards are going to be the same. I was grabbing whatever off the shop shelf that was the cheapest, just because I didn't really care. You're either paying for a name or the same quality. So it's I've seen a lot more companies actually care about quality now. Some of them still don't, but it is what it is. There's my rant. Thank you for letting me say that. Yep, Element is too. That was sad to see. But then again, you can't really blame the retailer. You got to blame the manufacturer and the owner of the company that chose to go to that manufacturer. Dang, we got a lot of people on here while I started to rant about stuff. Welcome to Life Skateboards, where we handcraft skateboard decks and rival the industry standard, and where I'm a smartass about it. My name's Casper Jones. I'm going to throw this on. We're going to get to shaping this again. And if you guys want to get some of these boards, there's over 100 shapes. You get to watch it shaped live here. You know who made it. It's made just for you. Go to lifeskateboard.com and get a life. Once again, I think we should talk about the manufacturer, not the brand. Manufacturer, not the brand. That's just my opinion. Anything with a heat transfer sucks. That's going to be my blanket answer right there. What's my favorite? Life Skateboards, right here. Bamboo works for whatever, if that's what you're trying to do. We've perfected all maple construction here. You want hard maple from Great Lakes or Canadian area. That is correct on Holy Terror. But we say Canadian or Great Lakes because some of the stock does come from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. The main reason for it being regional is because you want something with slow growth, long winters. It creates a tight grain and a less porous wood. if you didn't catch it earlier, you can see the edges rounded off, but it's not very clean. So we'll clean it up here. And I'm sorry if you're new to this. While I'm on these steps, it's a little hard for me to keep up with the chat. But if you ask some questions, wait until I get over to the orbital or in between steps. I'll try to catch up with you. Maple. Maple. If you guys are watching this, make sure you double tap that screen for me. Let YouTube know you like what you're watching. Ask any questions you got. I'll get to them shortly. And subscribe if you want to catch these. I have nothing that resembles a schedule, but I like to go live every time I'm working, show you guys what we do here. One more step before we get to the orbital here. Thank you guys for double tapping that screen for me. I appreciate you. Hi there. Hi there, Phil. They're actually pretty competitive with the prices on the market. If you go and get yourself a pro board that was made in a factory and slapped on with a heat transfer, you're going to pay 75 bucks or more for a popsicle. That's just what it is. When you get a popsicle from us, you get a handcrafted board made for you and made to last, and 75 bucks for a popsicle. If you want to check prices, though, you can go to lifeskateboard.com and get yourself a life. Definitely the part of your comment there that said nice is correct. These are some very nice boards. All right, let me lower you guys over here and we'll get over to the orbital. Hi there, Alex. I know that you've clearly never put your feet on our boards, but we don't really need to throw anything else in there to make our boards better. You can ask our customers or go check us on Google, where you will find 2 negative reviews out of everything. One of them is somebody that didn't understand how deep our concave is and how proud of it we are. The other person, for some reason, doesn't understand why a board manufacturer doesn't have public hours. Super strange. you, JD. We make all kinds of boards, Alex. Once again, if you'd like to go to lifeskateboard.com and check out the over 100 skateboard shapes that we have, you can check that out for us. This right here is a longboard because we have two different concaves for our longboards. We've got a long press and a wide press, a monster press that's 15 inches wide, a youth press that's a little bit shorter. We've got two fickle presses that are different concave from a previous company. And then we have our standard that's a 9.5 and below. And for the 9.5 and below, we also have two different concaves. This company's been around since 2012. I started making boards with them about 4 years ago. I'm very sorry that you're just now hearing about us, but I promise it won't be the last time. Nope, can't get a job. Thank you, Nordic Snowboarder. Oh. A YouTuber, I just don't even make that comment because the veneer comes from Canada and we're not going to talk about that. This is a job, yeah. Hey, thanks, Austin. Might as well not get blanks, though. It's the same price to get the graphics on there as to get it blank, because we love our graphics, so we don't really want to upcharge you for that. Well, I walk you through the schools in the shop. I did walk you through. What do you mean? The schools? No, they do not. So you can get whatever graphic you want in a single color for the same price as a blank. Never. No. No heat. Silly. You don't want to weaken the bond between the wood and the glue, do ya? Thank you, Casper, keep profit in here. Thank you, Falcon. Yes, a YouTuber, it is absolutely better. So, there is only one place in the US that provides the same quality of maple as Canada, and that would be the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, which is why we say we use Canadian or Great Lakes maple. The reason that you want something that is grown in that region specifically is because that's where you're going to get long winters and slow growth. When you have long winters and slow growth, you create a species of maple that, you create a type of maple that has tight grains and it's less porous. So it's going to be stronger. Maple itself is already an extremely strong yet malleable type of wood, which is why it's used for skateboards. Yep, the design that I created is the Casper 3.0 on the website. But hey, I'm here to educate you on those things. I've heard a lot about like, oh, we can just grow it somewhere else and we can grow it quick. That's how you get crappy skateboards. Absolutely. Plus, like, yeah, Upper Peninsula of Michigan is beautiful. No, it's okay, man. It's a misconception that a lot of people have because, yes, you can grow maple anywhere, but you're not going to have as tight of grains on it. And when you're playing with something that's going to take a beating like a skateboard, you want the best you can possibly do, especially when you're doing all wood construction. Great questions here, guys. I'm really glad I scrolled back and saw that. I am the employee of the month. I'm the only employee. This guy is the Surfer longboard shape. Let's see, recently we released some boards from our 15-inch press. So we've got, the Aggro Extreme is 14 inches wide and has spikes on it. We've got the Mega Roll that's 14. the Mega Twin, the Quadruple XL Panhead. Those are some wild, wide ones. The Aggro is probably our weirdest one before that. If you're saying, why are you making boards that are so big? My answer is, why not? It's fun. We make everything, so we got you. Can you see what? I'm sorry. I lose my train of thought pretty regularly, so. After we're done with this board here, I'll take you guys into the pressing room where the boards are under pressure as we speak. Oh yeah, you want to see the cool shapes? Real quick. So here is the template. Remember, when I show you a template, this is how the shape is cut out. This is not the actual board. So this is the shape for the Aggro. That thing's wild. Here is the template for the Aggro Extreme. Look at this thing. It's huge. We've got some real funky ones that were customer requests recently, including this very Tombstone-esque shape right here. It's insane. Yes, these look fat. Yes, these look extremely thick. Why? Because they're a template, not the board. We use templates to ensure that we get the same shape every time. We're not doing any of those giant boards today. I'll show you guys the stack in a minute that we're going to be doing. Oh yeah, there's some ankle breakers for sure, but they're fun. The Triple XL Panhead, I've been bringing around for people to skate. I've seen a lot of cool tricks happen on it. There's a short on here on my channel with Chuck Bennett nollie flipping it. There's a video of Bam Margera pushing around the castle with it. It's fun. Oh, buddy, do we do any curves or flex? Because they're just flat decks. This right here is just a longboard. Once again, those are just templates. We're actually extremely well known for how deep our concave is, and I'll show you an uncut in a moment so you understand. These first two boards we're doing are longboards and come out of a different press. This huge stack behind me here, I'm going to get to in a second. Really digging this live, guys. Make sure you double tap that screen for me and let YouTube know you like it. You can buy these boards at lifeskateboard.com. Love you too, Brazil. Thanks for tuning in. Again, that is lifeskateboard.com. Shh, don't tell people I took it. Shh. It's mine. Mine forever. Oh yeah, we do 10-inch eggs, we do 11-inch eggs, we do 13-inch eggs, and we do 14-inch eggs with good concave. All right, so here is where the veneer is, right here. Here's where we pull everything from. I need to clean this table off in a bit, but here's where we glue everything up. And here's some of the presses. So here's the longboard press that's empty right now. Yeah, I've got some cornhole stuff in there. I live in Indiana, get over it. Here is our this is our wide press. Here is our long press. And at the top of it, you can see this mold right here. That is for the youth boards. Best truck setup. For the giant board, Slappy, because they're the only ones that make them. For the, I ride Ace trucks, though. Here's our standard press. And then here is our monster mold. This is the guy where the 15-inch and below boards come from. When we're using this, I remove this centerpiece right here. This gets smashed together. And the monster mold goes right in here. So these boards are under pressure for 24 hours, and then they cure in a stack of their own concave for a week. So here's the stack of monster boards. Here is an uncut for that board you just watched me shape, and here's an uncut out of the wide press. As you can see, a lot of concave. So there you go. Now you know. All right, so we are going to get on to some more shapes here. Yeah, so we can do, we have some colored veneer. We're getting low at the moment. We got a lot of natural stuff right now. So if you want your bottom ply to be a specific color, you can let us know, and we will use the same ink that we roll the graphic with to roll your whole bottom of your board, and then we'll just go ahead and print on top of it. Create a hoverboard. No, you! We don't have hoverboards, but I got this old Volterra. There you go. There's your Back to the Future nerds. Enjoy. Nerd. Sorry guys, I have been cooped up in my apartment for the last 3 days because of this snowstorm. So you're dealing with an insane, cooped up, stir crazy person that's still alone talking to random people on the internet. All right, let's put this guy over here and we'll get started on the next one. Depending on what size you get from us then, you might be lucked out because we have a bluish purple bottom color veneer, but we got a lot of different colors of the speedball ink, so we can do what you want. You need a tiny, are you talking about like a polarizer board? I have no clue if we can make that. I'm gonna be real honest with you. Whoo, you got 28 inches of snow. I'm over here crying about the 16 that was sitting behind my car. No, so my complex is like main road that goes to a hospital, side road, and then a hill coming into my complex. They always hit the hospital road and just do not touch that one road. So everybody got stuck at the bottom. None of the plows could get in. There were 15 cars blocking the entrance to my apartment when I was stuck there. And then plows couldn't get in, and it was just not a good time. This morning it was sliding down the hill. It was so fun. You got 2 inches of straight ice. I can't. That's even worse. We've had ice storms here before and it's been bad. But did I die? I'm not sure. If I died and this is heaven, I'm glad I'm spending it with you guys. Wait a minute. Did one of you guys ask about 10-inch eggs? Right when I went to shape a 10-inch egg? Hold on a second. Yep. There you go. Whoever asked about a 10-inch egg, here you go. I didn't... Clearly you knew what I was going to shape. How did you do that? Are you here? Whew. I already know. I'm the one that resurrects you. Bet you didn't know that. What's up? Dibba damn it. I like that name. Somebody pulled a fire alarm during your rainstorm? That sucks. That right there. Sorry you had to deal with that. Gonna clean this up a little bit more here. Why wouldn't you believe it? That's a weird thing to not believe.
Casper, it's better than the guy that believes that all these lives were fake. Recently had to deal with that. Seeing whole paragraphs on there. I will get to you in just a moment as soon as I'm done with this step. Thank you guys for asking questions and getting involved with the live, though. I really appreciate you. Make sure you double tap that screen for me. Hit subscribe so you can catch these, because I do not do a normal schedule. Let's flip this over to the Mac wheel, then we'll be on the orbital where I will catch up with your guys' questions. Looks like I got some scrolling back to do. Let's bring you guys over here. And we'll see what's up. In a moment here, though, I'm going to have to go back in the other light that just went out in. Alrighty. Hey, have a great day already? No? Nope. John Patterson says, do you soak the boards before you press? You feel like they would crack if you didn't? Nope. We've been making these since 2012. Not something we deal with. We don't let splits leave. Of course, splits are going to happen. But when a split happens, I'm usually the one that skates it. This is not a longboard, correct? We do make longboards. A little bit ago, I made a longboard on the live. Sorry, I'm just catching up with you guys here. I see a retracted message. Could you do a custom order? Let's see. Do we have something similar to what you're asking about? I know we've made some stuff in the past like that. You just have to reach out to Sam at the Life Skateboards Instagram or through the contact that's on the Life Skateboards website. These would not work as surfboards. Don't put your skateboard in the water. All right, so we're going to get to sanding this guy. This last step here just brings everything to a 150 before we apply graphics. Unfortunately, I can't do the graphics here on live. We're in a big metal box here doing this. The printing and shipping studio is right up the driveway this way. We only have Wi-Fi in here. We need to extend it that way, but I have made some shorts of the graphic application if you want to check that out. If I missed any of your guys' questions and you're patiently waiting, just re-ask. It's not going to bum me out, I promise. Hey, these nuts are in the house. Thank you. Sam would greatly appreciate you. Thank you, Jonathan, I appreciate it. Remember, you can support me living the dream, just get a life from us. Yeah, we always do a top ply graphic. Usually it's the Life logo right here, or we use the bottom of the Night graphic. We've got several different options we can do for a top graphic. And then sometimes we use a color veneer on the top. Thank you. I was thinking about, I just made a bunch of these hats out of scrap, or these patches out of scrap fabric. I was thinking about throwing them in with anybody that buys the 3.0 shapes, but I'll have to talk to Sam about that. For longboards, oh man. So you're gonna have to remember longboard trucks are a completely different angle. So they actually go backwards on your board. When I did downhill longboarding, I personally rode caliper trucks. I used orangutan wheels and bone Swiss bearings. That was when I used to do downhill longboarding. Well, deep fried pickle, you can, there's lots of ways to get into skateboarding with low impact. I know a lot of people with back issues that all they do is carve, and going faster on the board is going to make you feel good. Or you can find a way to just be skateboarding adjacent, because I can't imagine my life without skateboarding. When my leg was broken, I was going here making a skateboard. I had my friends driving me to the skate park to hang out. So, what wheels do I got on the chair? Whatever came with it. There's some really nice Casper wheels on this thing. They're pretty rad. Casper branded boards? Nah, but you can get my signature shape with a graphic for me. Sam was very, I'm very grateful that Sam gave me a signature graphic with Life Skateboards. Hey there, Joey. I am pretty happy, but remember, you're commenting on another man working. I'm sorry that you had to project it that way. You not upgrading them? What do you mean? Upgrading what? Oh, my wheels. Is that what you're talking about? Nah, I'm not, Charles. I'm just some guy. I promise. Are you talking about like the medallion? Let me think. Do we have some shapes that are similar to the old medallion? Maybe like the 86 or the 86.5 would be close. But if you go on our website, you'll find a bunch of different stuff to go through. You're going to have to just double check that on the Life Skateboards website. There's over 100 shapes, and I do not have them memorized. My hat is just mine. I made these little patches and sew them on myself. If
guys right now. What trucks for a longboard? Like I said, I used to ride calipers. But I do not consider it a longboard anymore. I don't know what the market's like. I don't know if anything new's come out or anything like that. Can I add you on Fortnite? I don't think I have Fortnite, my friend. I recently was peer pressured into playing the new skate game by the people in this chat, so I'll be honest though, I did download a few more games to try, so. Oh no, Pickle! It's okay. You dodged a bullet. At least you weren't having to dodge a car lock. I'm not gonna make that joke. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do it. I will just sum it all up by saying Gator can't skate street and he never will be able to. Is West Coast the best coast? I don't know. I'm in the middle of both, so I don't really know, nor do I care. I think a geographical location is a thing that can be considered better or worse. You know what I mean? Especially when we're talking about something personal. You know what? I've got a board in my hand here. Here's a popsicle. Finished popsicle with graphics. This is the sturgeon graphic on a popsicle skateboard. I'm going to go get this light plugged in while you guys stare at this. Give me one moment here. I'd like for the lighting to be a little bit better later in the live. Yeah, we can all skate street, but Gator doesn't get to. Remember that. That's what happens when you murder somebody. Or as he now goes by Rico, in that Australian prison he's in. Sorry guys, I get on random rants about stuff. And you're gonna just have to bear with me on it. Alrighty, got the light plugged in the other room. Oh, deep fried pickle and pickle quado are here. Hit you up if you would like to make decks for an old school company. Where are you at? I'm at the Life Skateboards headquarters making skateboards for Life Skateboards. Yeah, Pickle, he's doing life in prison in Australia for murdering someone. Exactly, Frankie. If you guys don't know who we're talking about, that's perfect because maybe he doesn't deserve the attention that he's getting right now. But there was a skateboarder on the Vision team that murdered somebody. Not a good dude. Not a good dude. Anyway. Gator down bad. Yep. Granted, I mean, why did they have to give him such cool graphics? Because
everybody, like collectors seem to love his old graphics. You know what I mean? Like he had cool shapes, he had cool graphics, but he never skated street, and now he's behind bars, so he never gets to skate street. So that's the joke about Gator that I'll continue there. But anyway,
if you want to know bad things about the industry, you're talking to the right guy. Thank you for the evangelism, Diamond, but please do not spam that in the chat. I greatly appreciate it. All right, one more time, buddy, and I'm going to have to kick you, man. You can't use yoke. It's not as malleable. Thank you, homeless. It's all love and caring when you share it one time, man, but when you spam it, it's very clear that it's not about that. I love you, and I want you to be able to believe and love whatever you want. Promise. This is an unnoticed split, so that needs to be repressed. Thanks, Deep Fried Pickle. I appreciate you. And Homeless. I appreciate you both. Homeless Tendencies. I like that name. Wow, thank you, guys. Oh, there was a split on the bottom of that board that would make it unusable. So, quality control happens in every step right here, so that got set to the side. Woof, woof. I've been making boards for about 4 years. The company's been around since 2012, though. Thank you guys for subscribing. Oh, okay, Monster. Well, let me know when I earn it, okay? You tell me when I earn it. I got it, Ruben. I'll do it for you. Once I'm trying. Just trying to earn Monster's sub right now is all. What's up, Charles? Thanks. Where can you buy a deck? You can get one at lifeskateboard.com. Again, that's lifeskateboard.com. Are these the boards from the other day? Let's see. That I pressed the other day? I don't believe so, besides the longboards. So when you guys see me press something, it's going to be at least 8 days before it gets cut. They got pretty dang good pop. If you'd like to, I think probably the best example of our boards in action would be,
go to Instagram. I'm going to crouch. We're going to have a little team talk right here. Go to Instagram and check out Jake Daney on Instagram. We just added him to the team. He's been skating the mid-twin from us. Insanity. And I mean, like, front tail, tray flip out, back tail, laser flip out. This dude is doing absolutely insane things. And it's making us real happy. So go check him out if you want to get a little bit of an example of our boards in action. I've got clips of me skating my shape all over the place. You can check our customer reviews and stuff like that. But obviously, if I just go ahead and say like, hey, our boards have the best pop, you're not going to listen to me. But if you go watch Jake skate, you're going to be like, God, I need that. You need that. Jake might even pop into the chat here at some point. Jake Daney. D-A-N-E-Y. Jake Daney.
Be ready. You're about to see some insanity. The dude was sick for like a week. Came back and started just doing insane stuff again. Again. I met him when I was out at Bam's house in Pennsylvania, and we knew he needed to be a teammate. stuff in here. There's the website so you can see it. I'm gonna set this mic down right here because the temperature sucks right now. Inside and out, the temperature change makes me have to go blow my nose, and you guys don't have to deal with that. So when you hear a muffled baby elephant in the next room, I apologize. I'll be right back. All right, put this mic back on and catch up with you guys. Oh, no way. You're going to pull me up on in 4K so you can see just how beautiful these boards are? The playback on here is not going to be as good as it is on your TV, so you're going to be looking at it better than I am. That's awesome. Thank you, guys. And like I said, in my spare time lately, I've been trying to set up live streaming video games, so you might end up catching that later on. Who knows? I got a lot of work to do today, so oops. I got a big old slice in my finger while I was home. It's not open yet. We'll see. Let's clean that off. Now, I thought I was about to cut my finger off yesterday. It was pretty bad. If you want the story on it, we'll tell it over here on the orbital. All right. Onto the orbital. If you haven't heard before, this machine once almost killed me.
Set you guys up over here. The receiver on the mic has been doing really well today. The next time we take boards through, I think I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. Let's do 3 all the way through on the next one there. Unfortunately, that's going to be a little bit more breaks between me being able to see the chat, but it's going to be more time on the orbital. Oh, hi there, Captain Tony. I fully understand what you're saying. Just because it's handmade doesn't mean it's always better. However, here's the reasons it's better. So we hand roll all the glue. That way we ensure you get full glue coverage on every side of every ply inside of your skateboard. We do a long press and cure time. So 24 hours in the press, 7 days cured before the shape is cut out. We also are very, very proud of our extremely deep concave, which gives the board a lot of end-to-end rigidity. And then the board's made for you. It's not just made sitting on a warehouse shelf, then maybe a skate shop wall, and then your feet. We make it, and then you ride it. We also make sure that when we apply our graphics, we're not putting any unnecessary stress or heat on the board. That's why we use Lino block transfers. Lino blocks are pretty much like a big stamp. We roll the ink onto it. We have the artist commissioned for the stamps themselves, and then we roll the ink onto the board. Heat transfers weaken the bond between wood and glue, and yeah, here we are. I fully understand not understanding if handmade means it's better, but I hope that means it's better. Thank you, Prey. I appreciate you. Ooh. Of course, Captain Tony, I'm a smart ass most of the time, but sometimes there's some truth in there. You need a deep concave 8.0, then you're going to want our normal 8.0. Oh. Okay, Jeff, right on. If you think our skateboards are trash, that's fine. But everyone else that rides them has disagreed with you, so thank you for your opinion, though. Thank you, Captain Tony. So Ryan asked, do we have any mellow concave? Yes, for our smaller boards. So like the 925 and below, we do have a mellow press. We made that for people that didn't like our deep concave. I don't like our mellow boards, but skateboarding's personal, so we've got it for you. It is not on our bigger boards. Where's your linoleum joke? Did I miss it? How many 90s floors had to die for these prints? Oh, Lino block linoleum. It was good. It was just above, it was just out of my attention right there. We love puns around here, so you're in good company. No, I'm sorry. I haven't made a hoverboard yet for you. Sorry, buddy. How did the machine almost kill me? So, as you can see, I have long ratty hair. I'm dummy, and sometimes I forget to put my hair back. When the shop used to be in Muncie, and we used to have the belt sander, the drum, and the Mac wheel all on a little table that you could roll around. I had the Mac wheel on, which was the last tool I was using. I was alone at the shop in Muncie. I tripped over something and fell into it while it was on, and it grabbed my hair, pulled me underneath the machine, and started pulling away at my scalp. I was able to shut it off, but once again, I was alone. My phone was out of reach of me. So that was it was a very scary moment. I wasn't sure if that was sweat or blood on the back of my head. Luckily, I was able to sit there and untie it by myself. It was very dumb. It was very, very, very dumb that I let that happen. But it's a good reminder. Whew. it was awful. It was like 127 hours style. So like here, I'll show you this machine here. So this machine spins this way. So it pulled me underneath right here. This is the shut off, so I was thankfully able to reach it, but my head was stuck underneath here. I could learned a lesson, and there we are. Exactly. Well, Aaron, here's the thing though. I'm just for him. I don't. It's really strange. I feel like the people that either don't like these boards either have some really strange worship issues with the main boards of the industry that I talk about, or maybe they just don't like me personally. I don't know. It is what it is, but I'm just gonna keep making high quality boards here. I'm grateful to have the chance to do so. Jeff Rowe Death Row said, "Who's better, Tony Hawk or Chad Muska?" I mean, they're in completely different areas of skateboarding. You got Chad Muska that's more for like just transition park and street, and then you've got Tony Hawk that rides vert and some street into it, but mainly vert. So that's asking about two different animals. However, I mean, the Cleveland Bowl that I go out to in Columbia Station, the lagoon, that's near where Muska lives. That's where I've met him before. That's also the place that him and Tony Hawk went to go skate together, where Muska broke his leg. So who's better? I don't know. But I know they both have fun on a skateboard still. So that's all that matters. Wow. Hope we turn Jeffro around on that. Am I handling rude people in the chat a little bit better this time? If you've been watching before, my usual reaction is boop, and I just block them. But I think I'm doing better today. I think so. All right, now the top and bottom are clean. We're gonna clean up the edges here. There's a lot of mess at the same time. Ooh, wow, yeah, it just did not update that chat for a long time. Thanks, Frankie. It's all right, we're good. I just don't stick my head underneath that anymore. Hey, thanks for tuning in, Ray. I appreciate you. People do like to troll, but I enjoy talking to them. We're all human beings. Maybe they'll realize it sometime soon. Hey, thanks for checking in, Oregon. Is Andy Anderson a cool dude? I have heard amazing stories about him. I've heard that when the team is going out in their van, they go stop in like a small town. He sits down with a local old couple to learn about the town. I've only heard amazing things about him, and he's been very kind to every person that I've known that he's met. What's the difference between your board and, say, a zero deck I can get at the mall? So besides the fact that the zero deck had Dane Berman on the team, who's a pedophile, or has Jamie Thomas on the as the owner that let that happen, or Chris Cole used to be on the team that beat his wife. Besides those things, the difference would be not a heat transfer, long press and cure times, hand rolled glue, and made just for you, and deep concave. But those are my opinions. You're back again. What's up, Unholy Terror? You know it. Give them birth to skateboards. And if you weren't ready for me to be honest about the Dane Berman stuff, sorry. We actually do make longboards. If you scroll back to the beginning of the live, the first two boards I shaped were the Surfer longboard from us. We do a drop down, a Surfer, and a stretched panhead. Super weird things like not updating the chat very quickly. You want a popsicle shaped longboard. So we can actually, let's see, 1 second. Let me check something for you. So, crap, just sliced my hand again. So this is the shape for our stretched panhead. Not going to get much of a popsicle shape out of this, but you can message my boss about it. I would say like the long panhead would be a really nice popsicle-ish shape. The Monster Pop, the Barn Pop. Let's see, there's some longer wheelbase boards that we could make work for you. So maybe just contact my boss through Life Skateboards 1010, see what he's got to say about it. Because the longboard press doesn't have kicks just like the other boards do. See what I'm saying? Like, this is really good kick for a popsicle. But just check that out. Oh, a longboard racing team. Maybe do the drop down then. So the drop down goes like this and then cuts in. So like if you're doing downhill racing, sometimes you put a foot stomp on your front truck. You don't have to do that with this. You just push right against that little bit right there. God, you're making me miss downhill longboarding. If you want a good funny video, look up Orangutang's The Quest for Butter. That was a pretty funny, good longboarding video, I remember. Alright, that guy's good and shaped. I see a question on here. You want to ollie with it? Yeah, I would say probably, man, that's going to be a tough one. Probably our long panhead then, because it's going to be a long board. It's not a long board, but it's got a 17.5 inch wheelbase, so that's pretty long. Here is the template for it. So it's not popsicle, but it's going to have kicks on it. It's going to come out of a different press. This compared to the normal panhead, this is the long panhead. This is the normal panhead. So, sorry. Just slightly longer than the other one. But it's not going to be a long board, but it is going to have kicks on it. So that might be more of what you're going for. I would suggest if you're going for like loosey-goosey trucks on that, just get some risers for it. We've actually turned one of these into... You're a downhill guy. Wow, you're getting back on a board after getting your right foot amputated. That is awesome. Adaptive skateboarding is insane. Just how many people just prove that like this thing that people look at as wildly dangerous is something that can always continue no matter what happens to you. I love hearing that. That's great. Oh, you just use a normal popsicle? Yeah, okay. There you go. So there you go. You can take that advice right there. Homeless tendencies. Listen to that guy. I'm sorry. I tried to pronounce things and I have a hard time sometimes. I'm also very easily entertained if you can't tell. Really? You bought it from a guy in Toronto. Okay. I thought you meant me. It's like, that'd be cool. But awesome. More handboard made, more handmade boards. The camera at you guys. That was kind of gross. All right, like I said, we're going to take 3 boards through this time because they're all popsicles, so it's going to be easy. So that's not a board. That's an uncut. So this is a template that was made. It's an old uncut. So we used to have a ton of different color veneers. Let me see what's wrong with this guy. Something wrong with it for sure. Looks like the pressing might have been a little bit off. So if at any point while we're making the board we realize there's something off with it, it's gonna get set aside. And eventually those get used for templates and things like that. But that's not grip tape, that's actually veneer. Somebody stole your board? Dang it. Whew. Alrighty. Let's grab these 3. The next couple are going to be twins. All right. So let's take these 3 through pretty quickly here. I'll show you why popsicles are the easiest thing to make, not the easiest thing to skate. There's another colored veneer. Alrighty, let's get these 3 over here, and we'll continue doing this. Nope, these are not 8-ply, but you see them, you think that they're thick because you're only seeing the square edge of the board before it's rounded off. You're not used to seeing that, so that's why.
I have actually found out that through Reddit, actually, that the surf skate community has found us and they like us. So apparently our boards are good for surf skating. I've never done it. Thank you, people on Reddit, for talking about us, so I can go creep on your guys' conversations and learn more about what our customers do with our boards. Let's see. I'm going to back that up. And I'm going to turn this into 3 different shorts. You all got to see that. I'm going to clip that because that deserves to go on YouTube. That was funny. All right, let's move you guys over a little bit more, but keep the website in there. That was funny. You just missed me paying attention. You'll buy our scrap. You'll have to talk to Sam about that, but we do actually have plans for our scrap. We do a lot of stuff. Make it. Make it. CNC yourself one. We've got a buddy that CNCs our mold designs for us, but I think that's really rad, dude. That's actually something that we were thinking of branching into. Not the fingerboards, but the handboards, because our scrap is the correct size for handboards. Really quickly, we gotta back this stuff up. Forgot to clip that. A little bit of touch up on this rail here, and then right back through that edge router. Bring it back over here. I'm just going to redo these rails. We've got these 3 boards right here that can do on the drums, and it's going to take a moment. So let me catch up with you guys real quick, and then we'll keep going here. Yep, so Sam actually carved his own to begin with, but to make sure that we got consistent concave across each one, he now designs them and has someone CNC cut them. Tell me a skateboard word move. What? What's a skateboard word move? I don't know what that means. Are you talking about tricks? Do you want me to call it a maneuver? What do you want me to do? A stunt? You want me to call it a stunt? I don't know. What? Should I just refer to ones that don't make sense to you? Let's call it a fizzle flip. Let's go for fizzle flips. Flower flip. Let's see. Scissor flip. Hospital flip. I'm just going to go for all the weird ones. Semi flip. Dragon flip. Are these all the ones that sound made up? Can I just keep going with made up flips for you? Is that cool? Fakie frontside. Okay, fakie frontside flips are honestly one of my favorite flat ground tricks, so you're tickling my need to go skate right now. I'm hoping I can get everything done before I gotta get out of here and go pick the lady up from work. If I do that, if I don't finish everything, I'll finish it up in the morning. But if I finish with enough time, I'll actually be able to skate some flat ground in here. That's gonna be nice. working here. Get you into kind of like a little flow state whenever I get into doing several of these. Obviously, this is something relaxing and fun that I love to do. In just a moment here, when I finish this up, we'll be over on the orbital after the Mac wheel, and I'll be able to answer any of your questions. So if I don't answer your question, make sure you repeat it when we get over there. Thank you. Take my respirator off on the orbital and answer any of your guys' questions. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys answering questions when I don't see them. You guys are awesome. Get this off of here. Be right back. Checking on this hot shoe light. Looks like this hot shoe light's about charged. And I think the video quality is a little better. Oh, it happens. It's okay. We do sell our decks in skate shops. However, we don't really like that sometimes shops don't explain the difference between our boards and a factory board or things like that. So we like our direct to customer a lot better. We do most of our sales direct to customer. That way there's no middleman between us, and we, when you have an issue with the board, you just come to us, you know what I mean? Yeah, the viewership's gonna go up and down, unfortunately, as my phone ends up freezing a lot. Like a move. Where did I miss that? Is the Casper 3.0 your own design? Yes, it is. And once again, guys, if I missed your question, please repeat it right now. I'm missing stuff. Sorry, can't promise to someone, but I appreciate the offer. Sorry, I just had to turn down a proposal on the internet. Ooh. I always wanted to make boards. I didn't think this opportunity would ever be available to me, but it was. How would you tell if your boards? How would you feel to see your boards in a video game? It'd be all right. It'd be pretty cool. But I don't know. We'll see. I don't make any of the business decisions here at Life Skateboards. I just make the boards, and I do a lot of ads and stuff like that. I'm sorry. There's no yes on that one. I'm sorry. Been in a very, very happy relationship for the last decade. He asked earlier, name a skateboard move. Miller flip. Layback air varial. Russian boneless. Front foot impossible sweeper. 540 frontside boneless. Frontside 540 early grab lunch break. Barley grind. Am I doing it for you? Sorry. All right, all right, all right. Vert slide. McTwist. Hey, I got you, Trevor. Miller flips are awesome. The reason I learned them was because I used to play transition games of skate with my friend, and I was tired of getting letters on them, and they're awesome. It's a frontside 360 invert. Thank you. I appreciate it, Pete. Gotcha. Graybeard's still on it. Isn't that great? See, I could go for the funky board trick names and be even more confusing. What's my favorite wheel size enduro? 58 to 59 millimeter 99A Speed Labs. Either the Slappy Hour yellows or the Jeremy greens. Those are my favorite. Coffin itself, where you end up laying down on the board with your arms crossed like this. It's a really goofy trick. It's still a trick. It's fun. I used to get into frontside 50-50 grinds in bowls and lay down and try to come back in. It's pretty hard. got you on that one. I said frontside 540 boneless. Does that cover them all? From Finland. We make a surviving. I am paid very fairly for the hours that I work here, but I am paid hourly. It would be awesome if there were more orders to support that. But I'm just grateful for the opportunity to support myself, majority of it with this, doing YouTube and things like that. Obviously I got to do like side work and stuff like that to pay my bills, and unfortunately this weather has kept me from that, but you guys have been extremely helpful. Dolphin flip, that's a fun one. How about a twisted nightmare flip? If any of you know what a twisted nightmare flip is, describe it in the chat right there for me. I want to see if any of you guys know what that is, because I love it, and it's a combination of two tricks that I just call a twisted nightmare because of what it is. Like a no comply shove it to late flip? Wait, if you're describing the trick I'm doing, you're wrong. But do you mean an underflip? Or, dude, that would be so cool. Yeah, pretty much pickle that, and like I'll DoorDash when I can, stuff like that. But yeah, pretty much just that. It's a family down the road that I do some work for. Correct. So you got half the trick down. So what's the twisted part of it? You throw a body varial in there. That's what it is. So a twisted flip is a varial flip, body varial. So the board does a backside shove and a kick flip while your body does a backside body rotation. I'm so sorry, a front side body rotation. So twisted nightmare is the twisted flip double. There you go. Nope, just a double. Saran wrap, that's a fun one. Hospital flips are fun. What's the difference between a Casper flip and a hospital flip? Because I have seen so many wrong answers everywhere else. Logging's been slow. Is the thing lagging on us today? Casper heel. A Casper heel. Ooh, now that's hard. Let me think about that. That's funny. So a Casper flip is a half kick flip where you use your front foot underneath the board and your back foot to flip it back over this way. A hospital flip is just the front foot doing that flip without the back foot involved at all. So that's the difference right there. So when you say Casper heel, are you talking about kicking forward, wrapping the heel underneath the board and then flipping it underneath you? Or are you talking about just using your front foot for it? That's the question there. I'm sorry about the lag, guys. We're on Wi-Fi here, so I'm trying as best I can. Looks like this guy is good to go. Just kind of double checking the rails here. A little bit of love here. Somebody said I sounded like Owen Wilson earlier. Is it because we both have deviated septums? Is that why? You DoorDash? Yeah, I do. So I DoorDash when I can. Unfortunately, we've had so much snow and I drive a Camry, I've been unable to do so. Yeah, we've got decent Wi-Fi in here. I don't know what's going on with that. Unfortunately, it's through my phone. My phone's on Do Not Disturb, and sometimes when a phone or text comes in, a call or text comes in, it freezes up on you guys. So we'll try. You can come build a board with me. We've done that in the past. However, we don't really do that. So, I mean, when you're talking about building a board, you're probably going to ask me to glue a board together and press it, and then you'd have to leave, come back, wait for it to be cured, hope that's good enough, and then take you through the steps of shaping. All this equipment's pretty dangerous, but I'm not the one you'd talk to about that. That would be the boss man, not me. So you'd have to talk to Sam about that. Okay, well, I'll keep trying. I'll just keep the live going. Yeah, this is a nice board here. This guy is good to go. And we've got one more, or two more to shape here. I'm sorry, two more on the orbital. I'll learn how to talk eventually. Also, just remember, these boards don't take this long to make when I'm not talking to you, but obviously new audiences means new customers, so Sam's super happy with me doing this kind of stuff. Somebody said do a kickflip. Gotcha. Just for you, bud. Oh, that was probably when a phone call was coming in then. There you go, Frankie. Have you done like the Bert? You know what? Let me think about this. Does that mean you can do layback backside rocks then? Because I do layback frontside rocks, and that would be the opposite of a Bert slide. I love me a Bert slide though. For you downhill guys in the chat, a Bert slide is the same as a Coleman slide. Please try it. If you look up, you can actually just go check it out right here. Dirty Weasel 666 on Instagram. He's got some clips in the Life Bowl. That's my buddy Wes. He's been doing those like crazy, and I mean, full on extended out while he's in the board slide. I love it. I absolutely love it. Full extension on a layback just is one of the best feelings you can get in skateboarding. Manuals and kick flips, those are some core things to know. Ask Tony Hawk, he did a bunch. Alright, we're just getting some excess glue off the bottom ply here, and then we will clean up the rails. Just a heads up, guys, when I'm finished with these two boards here, I'm going to take a break on the live here, get myself something to eat, make a phone call, and then I will be back here. So make sure you subscribe so you can catch the next live. What's a Russian boneless? So if you're going to come out of the transition, you're going to land in bean plant and then jump through the gap into backside boneless and then come into the ramp. That's a Russian boneless. Do it backside, it's a Russian boneless. Do it front side, and I've been calling it a Putin plant because it's technically a bastard plant, not a boneless. So that's what I would call that. Trevor, I just got kicked out of the Skaters Over 30 group. Dang it. I was one of the top contributors and I just got banned from it. That's funny you'd ask that. That is such a strange group, dude. I got banned from that group. Thanks, Trevor. I appreciate you. I got banned because I talked about the Dane Berman controversy when somebody asked about it, and the admins kept deleting posts. So the admins want to protect a pedophile, so I'm fine with being in other groups. What's up, Roger? Everybody say hi to Roger. Roger has been a day one subscriber since before I knew how to change my quality settings. So he was watching grainy footage of skateboards being made. How'd that job go, Roger? Last time we talked, you were starting a new job. Now that would be a battle I want to see. Please. Let's do it now, too. Roger! Oh, well, then I'll have to go check it out then. Well, I'm glad it's a place that you can kind of use as a placeholder and get yourself a little bit further, man. That's awesome to hear. And plus, awesome to hear you got growth in your mind as well. Alrighty, a little bit of grain texture right here. And this popsicle is good to go. When I come back to Springfield, oh, Frankie, I unfortunately probably won't be coming back there for a long time. But I'll let you know when I'm in Illinois. Unfortunately, the reasons that I was going there aren't reasons that I go there anymore, so. But yeah, message me about that if you'd like to. I definitely want to see you when I go to Illinois. I just don't make it to Springfield, unfortunately. Made some promises and I'm planning to keep them. No, but I'd like to. It is definitely growing, Roger. It's growing by the day, especially every live. I'm really grateful for the people that come through here asking questions. We've got a good following now. Sometimes I play video games and people watch me struggle with them. It's been fun. Absolutely, Frankie. Thank you, man. Thank you. I love it when my friends understand things. How do you get the wavy shape, like the curve and the concave? So we actually press these boards. So there's a mold. We put no more than 3 in each mold. But we can put 2 molds in each press. We still don't like to do more than 4 because there's only a certain amount of play time with the glue. but we have a press in the other room. After I finish this, I am going to take a break on the live here, but I'll go ahead and show you the pressing room. Thank you guys, I really appreciate that. Remember, the more boards you guys order, the more work I've got, so it is pretty rad, isn't it? Here, I'll angle it down so you guys can see. So obviously I got to remove any texture or any excess glue. So you're going to see this color lighten up, but you're going to see the wood grain pop out as we go. Removing a little tape residue here. Seeing the wood grain kind of pop out here. So what's cool about it too is, yeah, it looks a little bit lighter while I'm doing this, but once we put the clear coat on, it really makes that wood grain pop. What makes it purple? Our veneer supplier dyes veneer for us. Good questions. Thank you, guys. I was playing Session. But I want you all to know, I downloaded more games, so when I get tired of Session because I'm bad at video games, I will turn on Goat Simulator for you. Hey, Tony, thanks for popping back in. I'm not gonna lie, Goat Simulator, last night there was an issue with the Lightstream server, so it wasn't letting me stream. But I played some Goat Simulator and I was dying laughing, and I was up way too late. It's hilarious. We do ship outside the US, but I will say international shipping sucks right now, but it is a flat rate, so order with some friends and it offsets it a little bit. But I wish international shipping wasn't the way it is. We love our boards going all the way around the world. We sold some in Japan, Australia, let's see, Norway, Germany. We sold them all over the world, but now international shipping just sucks. I do not have a new DLC. I'm poor, but as soon as streaming becomes lucrative enough that like I'm making, even if I'm making 20 bucks a month from it, then it makes sense to get that, because I paid for the Game Pass and I paid for the Lightstream membership that lets me stream in 1080p to two different destinations. It's got to be worth it to me. What's the difference on the wheel options for completes? Oh, I think what you're asking about is wheel wells. Wheel wells. Oh, I'm so sorry. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. Wheel options? I guess maybe I don't understand what you're asking there. So if you could reword that, I will definitely answer you. But if you're asking about wheel wells, I can show you how and what we use to put those in. Do I ever sand it too much? Yes, I do. But when we're sanding it too much, it's going to be on this tool right here behind me. So that's why you see that I'm not getting all the excess glue off with that, because if it's going to compromise the rail of the board, I'd rather do it with this when I'm taking off less material and have more control over it. Fallout, yep, I'll have to play some Fallout. It's a very expensive mistake to be messing them up though. there's two different sizes. So, yeah, so I mean, you're probably looking at either the size of the durometer of the wheels, and if it's between like 50 and 60, that's going to be your size. If it's going to be between 90 and 101, that's called your duro or your durometer. So that's how hard the wheel is. I'm not really sure what it says on the website there, but if it gives you the option for front wheel wells or front and back wheel wells, those are just little cutouts right here on the board so that when your wheel touches the board, it has something easier to roll off of. My favorite shape is the one I designed. That's the 3.0. Am I keeping in touch with Bam? Yeah, I mean, pretty much our contact is me sending clips, him sending me clips. It makes me happy. Anytime I'm like getting a good clip of Luke or something like that, I'm sending it his way. But I haven't sent him a text in a little while. Maybe I'll do that this weekend. Fallout New Vegas? I don't know. I played a lot of Fallout 3 when I was younger. I might do that. We'll see. I'm still learning this whole streaming thing. You guys watch me struggle with video games is what you do. I think I put the title as being really bad at video games. I love to see him skating again. A sober Bam is such a helpful and awesome Bam too. If you guys want a really inspirational story, when I'm done with this live, go over to the Bam Bound video on my channel. I've got a really good interview with him about sobriety. It was awesome. Ooh, the heater just kicked on. All right, just double checking this rail here. This nose could use a little bit more love. And then this guy's done. I mean, when the opportunity arrives, take it. The more you support companies that are outsourcing production, the less opportunity there is in the industry for people that actually work in the industry that they are in. So by that I mean skateboarders. The opportunity came up at the right time. The owner had already known about me for being outspoken about sobriety as far as alcoholism, and that's a big part of the company here. So it was just right time, right place for me. Hey man, the cool thing is we're not going anywhere, so I promise. I'll be with Life for Life, making my life a little bit better every time you guys get one. Thank you. That's so funny. You're talking about Rip It Rampage, my little buddy. That's so rad. So yeah, he's from Markleville. We make his boards. He rides the same grip tape as me. If you go back on his page longer, you see me doing doubles with him. I actually did a demo with him at a school for autism. It was really, really cool. You're talking about Rip It Rampage, a dog that can do rock to fakie, body varials on transition. He can go off of rails and stuff. I love that little guy. His owner is so cool. His owner actually helped me out with a lot of training with my dog. So yes, we do make a board for a dog, and that would be, make the Chubby Stubby for Rampage, and it's a 6-ply. We do need to, I just haven't seen him in a while. I'm gonna be real honest, I need to go see Isaac, his owner, pretty soon. I was cleaning out my apartment after 3 moves since he gave this to me. I thought I gave him the vest back, but I've got one of Rampage's vests at home, so I got to print it on it and bring it over to Isaac for him. You guys know that Chive TV thing? I was sitting at a restaurant and saw a clip of me and Rampage come across Chive TV. That was pretty cool to see. It's the one from Major Taylor's of us doing doubles. I love it. And that dog loves skateboarding. It's not like he was forced into it. Like when I met him at Majors to go skate with him and get used to him so that we could get used to go doing a demo together, which was really cool. He was taking my board every time I set it down. I thought that was so funny. He just kept taking my board. I loved it. Dude, he's got a little Rampage vest. He's got these little like things that he puts on that gives him a mohawk down the bottom of his head that Isaac gave me a few of. It's pretty cool. So I said I was going to show you guys the other room real quick, but I am going to take a break on the live after this. So if you aren't already subscribed, please subscribe so you can catch me in a little bit when I get back here, okay? So let's see here. So here's where all the veneer is, right up here. We got a lot of it, different sizes, colored veneer. Here's the fickle presses over here. Here's some longboard veneer that needs to be cut a little bit more. Here's the longboard press. This is the drop down mold. The bottom of this is the flat mold. Yeah, he was loving it too. I loved it. This is the wide mold here. So these guys are under pressure already. This is the long mold. This is the monster mold that can fit in here. And this is the youth mold that's not being used right now. Here are the 9 5 and below boards. And then this is the mold for the mellow press. Here's a big stack of boards that are curing. And there we go. So remember guys, subscribe for me so you can catch me, get back here. I'm going to be live again in a little bit. What gets high? Always when I try. But get some rest, Roger. I'll see you next time. I'm going to definitely go live in a little bit here. I just got to make a phone call, catch a few things up, and then we will finish up that stack right there. I might even be pressing, or maybe I'll press in the morning. We'll figure that out. No, we still don't have Wi-Fi in there, unfortunately. But when I do graphics, every time I do graphics, I will try to get it on footage just for you guys. Thanks, guys. Thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you in a little bit. Get a life. Go to lifeskateboard.com. Get a life. Go make somebody smile today. And I'll be back a little bit.